Hi, I'm Lydia, and you're watching Life with Lydia. In today's episode, the era of feminine leadership, we're going to look at what is feminine leadership, why is it more important than ever, and the challenges faced by leaders who want to implement this method at their workplace. But before we begin, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to our channel and to click on the notification bell to get updates on our latest episodes. This show has been brought to you by Quorse, one of the largest training search engines in the market. I'd like to know what your leadership style is? Well, we have prepared a very special assessment to help you find out. Do check out the link in the description or the comment sections below. My featured guest for today is a multi-award winning international speaker, trainer, coach, and business owner with over 2 decades of experience. Her mission is to spread love and respect through her teachings. Let me introduce to you Trainer Murshidah. Hi, Murshidah.
Hello, Lydia.
Thanks for joining my show today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And I'm so happy that you have invited me to share on your platform all these amazing people that are watching and here to learn as well. And I'm here to just share with as many things as possible.
So for today's episode, we're going to look into the era of feminine leadership, right? So Murshidah, would you care to explain what is feminine leadership all about?
All right, thanks for that question. That's a wonderful question and very relevant question, especially in today's times. Feminine leadership is actually a leadership style that is applicable to all genders. Now, a lot of times when people hear feminine leadership, they think it's only exclusive to women and only women practice this way of leading. But actually, it is an energy. And in all of us, men or women, regardless of our genders, we have both male and masculine energy as well as the feminine energy. Now, feminine leadership uses a lot of our feminine energy strengths, which includes things like visualization, intuition. Empathy comes from the feminine energy. Collaboration, the feeling of wanting to collaborate instead of competing and attacking others, right? That comes from the feminine energy. Spirituality, the abundance mindset, the trust comes from the feminine, and it's in all of us. And that is a leadership style that has been lacking for many, many years. A lot of times we were taught leadership style. You have to move ahead. You have to command your people, you have to motivate them or direct them to a certain goal. Now, with feminine leadership, all those things are important, going for a purpose, going to reach out to a certain goal, getting your team together so that they all have a common purpose. But the style is actually using the femininity in us. That means empowerment, getting people to work together instead of competing with each other so that you can get them to a purpose, right? You get all your different departments or different sections of teams together to collaborate to get to a higher purpose. And it comes from a space of spirituality, trust, abundance mindset, collaboration, and also highly intuitive skills. So that is where the feminine is in all of us. Yeah.
I see. So as you were mentioning just now, feminine leadership can be done by both genders.
Yeah, exactly. And masculine leadership has been put in a higher position for, I wouldn't say recent years, I would say centuries. It's been around and it's ingrained in all of us that is what a leader is. A leader needs to be feared. A leader needs to be listened to and not questioned. I mean, whatever the leader says, you have to follow, whether the leader is good or bad, you know?
Yeah.
So masculine leadership style is something that people put a lot of priority or the strength in. And that is, in a way, it's in our subconscious. The women are the weaker sex. So the word feminine tends to be like, oh, it's weak when you show love. Oh, it's weak when you show you want to collaborate. You want to listen to the other side. You want to talk it out. It's weak. But when you say, no, this is what I want. When we go and sit at the negotiation table, let's see how we can get them to our side. Now, that kind of thinking is very competitive and it does not think win-win-win on a bigger scale. You know, being a leader, sometimes no matter how much good you do, people still don't like you. It's not about being liked, but it's about what is right, what is in line with the laws of the universe, what is with integrity, what is with respect. the mindset of the feminine leader is about being, making sure that everybody wins. And the feminine leader is also always thinking of being benevolent. That means, yes, we have a lot of resources. We've won, we've gotten it, we've grown in our business. What can we do with this now? How can we help those that are in need? How can we make sure nobody goes hungry? So all of this comes from a position of empathy, which is something that leadership must be taught on. And it's not specific to women only. People see women as the nurturers and all that, yeah? But it is in the energy in all of us. And feminine leadership is so required right now in the world. And that's why I am so excited to start introducing this model of how do you include feminine leadership into maybe a way of leadership that's been known to be strong, powerful, and that's how a leader should be like, into this, and make it a solution to a lot of problems that's currently happening right now, pandemic and post-pandemic times. All right, so it's so critical right now, especially now in this VUCA world, that business owners, organizations, and leaders get into their feminine way of leadership style to make sure that whatever products and services, the way they lead, the way they treat their workforce is actually beneficial for everyone, and it's good for people and planet. And research has already shown right now, especially in the recent years, that customers are more inclined to work or buy from businesses and organizations that are responsible and have integrity. That means they treat their employees well, they do good with their business. That means they either help people out of poverty or they are actually cleaning the environment. So customers right now are even becoming aware, and they will not support businesses that are destroying environments or are also having a workforce that are not treated well in the workplace. So this is the time where every leader in any organization, or if you are leading your own business, you are also leading your own organizations and your communities to step into a feminine way of leading.
Talking about feminine leadership, right? I feel that a lot of leaders out there, they tend to follow the style of their previous bosses, because they think, okay, this is how it works, this is the culture. But I have seen some leaders actually want to be more empathetic. But I think at certain times, they felt that, oh, this is not the way I should lead. It may seem that I'm weak, or this is not how a leader should behave. So I think the awareness of feminine leadership really shows to those leaders who actually want to be empathetic, want to be more communicative, that this is a way to lead, and it is a good way to lead, actually. So moving on to the next question is basically, why should leaders adopt this method?
Yeah, it's right now, if you don't adopt this method, you are stuck in 2019. And that is not good for business. That is not good for your career. That is definitely not good for your mental health. So, and it becomes very stressful, because if you focus, and all of us have the masculine, including myself, I'm a highly masculine person, actually, Lydia. So I'm always into, the bottom line, like make sure everything is met, the goals are met. Yes, very, very, the performance driven. Yes, exactly. It's driven by the goals, and but when I work just on that, what it does to my stress level and my health and especially my mental health, it is not helping. It's not serving me. And when I am not served as a leader or as a business owner, a lot of other things, my family is not served well, my customers are not served well, my work is not served well, so I've got to work on myself and my mental health as well. And when I switch and I make a conscious decision to change my leadership style and also the mindset I run as a leader, and going into the feminine, trusting the whole process, trusting fully, having faith that everything will happen in time when it is meant to be. Trusting that the right people will come into the circle. Like, I don't put a deadline. I say, I've got to get these people by this time, that sort of thing. But I trust that I am going to get these people by this time. But I do take inspired action. It's not like I sit down and pray and not do anything, right? I do take inspired action. But I don't put my worthiness on the outcome. or the worth of the team on the outcome. So when I let go of the toxic masculine, actually masculinity is good, but it's just the toxic masculinity.
Right.
When I let go of that toxic masculinity and put in the empowered femininity into my leadership style, talking to people, empowering them, working with them based on their superpowers instead of forcing them to be better than what they were not good at before. It's stressing them out and stressing the whole team. So working and identifying each person's strength and honing in on those strengths so they can add value to the team. And that is what happened. I find that it is, so much more transformative, and it's really good for business.
Just how you were mentioning about toxic masculinity, and I think in everything there should be a good balance, right? The last episode I did about a positive mindset, we actually talk about toxic positivity, because in a spectrum, right, it should be everything, even the food that we eat should be well balanced. If you become too feminine without any masculine traits, it will not work. If you become too masculine, so that's where the word toxic comes in. So if you guys are interested in knowing about positive mindset and toxic positive, I put a link in the video. You can click on that. With that said, Murshidah, I want to know, what are the challenges faced for leaders who want to implement feminine leadership into their style?
Yes, thank you. One of the main challenge would be being awkwardness. Because if they're used to I want to do this, or they don't want to talk to people directly, they just send an email and say, please, this person, please do this. That's what they're comfortable with. And then now with family leadership, it's all about, let's have a meeting together. Let's hear you out and all that. And some people who are not used to that, they'll feel it a little bit of awkward. So it takes a little bit of transition. And also the fact of learning to listen and respecting people, even though, it sounds silly for some leaders, or they're so direct. Oh, that's a stupid point, they go straight to the point. And then, where do you get this dumb thing to say? And they go that without understanding where the person comes from. So listening skills is also one of the things. Communication skills is really important, and to be able to communicate with people of all levels. So some leaders, they only talk to a certain group, and they said, I don't want to talk to those people, you go talk to them. They don't go down to the ground and really understand what the people on the ground doing the work are really going through. So those are things that they might find a little bit of challenge, because sometimes especially if they're highly masculine in the way of leadership in the past, the ego comes in the way. The ego steps in the way, like, oh my God, I have to go and do that. I have to go and open doors for people, or I have to, go down to the ground and then go and see what these people are doing. So it takes a lot of humility. And that's where feminine leadership is, because feminine leadership is about humility. And the other thing about feminine leadership is the phrase feminine leadership. Lydia, I have been told in some companies that, can we change the topic to transformative leadership instead of feminine leadership? Because the word feminine to them is weak. So they said, if we put feminine leadership in there, then the men will not want to come. And it's and that is very deep set belief that anything feminine is weak and not good, and it's not going to add value. So this is also another challenge that I think the world is also going through right now with women empowerment and a lot of issues around women's development as well. Change is not always easy or in smooth transition for certain mindsets and cultures. So depending on a certain organization as well, and how open the top is to allow this kind of leadership and encourage this, in fact, in their own leaders of their divisions and departments, that is where the culture actually comes from the top up. So that is another challenge that people face. So sometimes they say can we change it to a different thing, instead of calling it feminine? But it is what it is. It is feminine leadership.
It is what it is. Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is feminine leadership is empathy. It is a lot of spirituality. It is intuition based. It is a lot of communication, collaboration, and feminine leadership has a lot more resilience. And if you see feminine energies, right? The feminine energy is really powerful when it comes to stress. They can really, really hold on and really persevere. Whereas the masculine will say, drop it, we do something else. The masculine will say, oh, it's not working out, drop it immediately. Instead of going, no, this is what we stand for. This is what the organization stands for. We will go through it no matter what. We will find a way to solve this problem no matter what. And it's resilience, So that's where that abundance mindset, sometimes you don't see results immediately, but you go through it. That comes from resilience, and that comes from the power of feminine. And of course, there's also toxic femininity. I must bring that up, because sometimes people say, oh, feminine is all good, or masculine is all bad. No. There must be a balance, like you mentioned just now, between the masculine and feminine energy, the positive energies, right, of this, because toxic femininity is also the whiners, complainers, and the people who like expect things, because feminine energy is receiving and allowing, right? So sometimes they just want to take. That is also a toxic feminine energy. Yeah. Another toxic one is, oh, I want to help people and everything else, and but they are not helping themselves, and also that is also not feminine as well. A healthy feminine is also helping themselves and others in a positive way.
So Murshidah, is there anything else you would like to share about feminine leadership?
I would say that the balance between masculine and feminine is the way to go right now. Why I'm introducing feminine leadership is so that people will be more open to apply this in their current way of leading, and we'll see what is the most relevant way of leading as well in your organizations, in your business, and also as a brand that you stand for. So it is a whole mindset shift, it's a whole attitude, and as well that it is so relevant right now, this current and post-pandemic time.
Thank you so much, Murshidah, for your time, and I hope
you're welcome.
And I hope you guys really learn a lot about feminine leadership today. See you in the next episode.
Looking for training? Want it fast and simple? At Quorse, you can find the best training available from dozens of training providers right at your fingertips. Just type in what you're looking for, and you will immediately see the list of courses that matches your search. Something still missing? No worries. We've got that figured out for you. Refine your search further by using our filters that look into your training budget or location and more. You can even organize a private class for your employees. View any course content of your choice, and check out the reviews from those who have attended. Like to know the trainer of the course you selected? No problem. Our trainer profiles come with a quick video introduction just for you. So whether you're from HR searching courses for your organization, or a business owner looking to learn at your own pace, there is definitely something for everyone. Web development, creative communication, leadership, and many more. Quorse is made ready for you anywhere, anytime. Browse for courses at work, or at your favorite hangout, or even by the beach. Experience it for yourself. Just search for us at Quorse.com.